The creative luminary I chose was Jerome Charles Weintraub, or Jerry Weintraub. First, let me give you a brief background on Jerry Weintraub. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in the Bronx. Weintraub quickly became an agent after working for MCA Records after a number of years. By the age of 26, Weintraub was a millionaire and was handling some of the biggest names in show business. Weintraub later became one of the biggest producers in the movie industry and had an extreme knack for bringing projects together. He's known for being one of the most legendary Hollywood producers, musician agents, and deal makers. Jerry Weintraub is considered a master of creativity because of his efforts as one of the most innovative music business showmen and later Hollywood producers. He came from no money and was able to create an empire from nothing. A funny anecdote from the book involves a story between Jerry and his father. Jerry's parents visit him in Beverly Hills, and Jerry gives them the five-star Royal Hollywood treatment. A few days later, Jerry's father brings him aside and says, "I want to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me the truth. Are you in the mafia? How did you get all this? You were never that smart." And Jerry simply responds, "Oh no, Dad, I'm creative. I did it." So I decided to read this book on Jerry because of his ability to be persuasive and his talent as a deal maker. His persistent attitude combined with his creativity allowed him to land at the center of whatever he put his mind to and allowed him to enjoy great success throughout his life. One of the most important insights I gleaned from Weintraub's process came from his description of his life philosophy. If that's my philosophy, it would be simply this: savor life, don't press too hard, don't worry too much, or as the old timers say, enjoy. But as I said, I could never live by this philosophy. I was in fact out working, hustling, trading, and scheming, and making a buck as soon as I was old enough to leave my parents' house. This sets a precedent for the rest of the book and his life. Weintraub makes it clear that life is what you make it, and the only way to get there is to be hungry. Another insight I picked up on Weintraub's process was the paramount importance of persistence. A story on this comes when Jerry Weintraub declares he is going to promote Elvis Presley and take him to Madison Square Garden. At the time, Weintraub does not even know Elvis Presley, and the next day begins calling his agent. He calls his agent every single day for about a year. Weintraub says that whenever the manager thought about Elvis and a tour, he would think Jerry Weintraub, due to his dedication of calling him constantly. Finally, a year later, Weintraub was given the opportunity to take Elvis on tour, but he had to come up with $1 million cash in order to do business with Elvis, according to Elvis's manager. Unable to miss out on the opportunity, Weintraub pursued all possible leads and came up with the cash. A shining example of the power of persistence. Another important insight I got from Weintraub's process is the importance of building good relationships in business and in life. All of Weintraub's stories echo some variation of this sentiment, but one of my favorite stories comes from his time with Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin wanted wanted the concert to be as loud as possible, and Jerry felt this could lead to detrimental consequences like a cave-in or structural damage. However, being the creative genius he is, and knowing the importance of keeping up good relations, he figured out a plan. Weintraub spray painted anything he could find that looked like a speaker black and put them on stage. As a result, Led Zeppelin went out there and played louder than they had ever played, or at least they had thought. Okay, so how can we adopt some of these practices to further our own creative process? Well, the majority of Jerry Weintraub's practices were ways to live and act in life. If we try and embody the practices like he does, it will help aid in our ability to be creative. So in order to further our own creative process, we should focus on building good relationships, be persistent, and go out and create the life we want to live. Thank you.